Welcome back to Science Unpacked. Today, we're diving into a fascinating paper about corrosion, specifically how we predict its effects on protective coatings.
Oh, corrosion. It's such a silent destroyer, isn't it? Protecting metals is crucial for so many industries, from infrastructure to aerospace.
Absolutely. And this paper, by Anson Thomas and Puneet Gupta, focuses on alumina, a fantastic corrosion inhibitor.
Alumina, like the stuff in ceramics. So it forms a protective layer on metals to keep them safe.
Exactly. It's usually excellent, but there's a catch. It degrades significantly when exposed to chlorine. That's a big problem.
Chlorine, like from salt water or industrial processes. So, how do scientists usually figure out how bad a corroder is?
Traditionally, they use something called adsorption energy. It measures how strongly a corrosive molecule sticks to the surface.
Okay, that makes sense. Stronger sticking means more damage, right? Or so you'd think.
Well, this paper argues that adsorption energy might not tell the whole story. It's like judging a book by its cover.
Intriguing. So, what's their new improved way of looking at it? What's the secret sauce?
They propose using integrated crystal orbital Hamilton population, or ICOHPS. It's a mouthful, but it's powerful.
ICOHPS sounds very technical. Can you break that down for our listeners?
Think of it as a super detailed look at individual chemical bond strengths. Instead of just overall stickiness, ICOHPS tell you how strong specific bonds within the material are.
Ah, so it's about the internal integrity, not just the surface interaction. That's a much deeper dive.
Precisely. They used density functional theory, a computational method, to study how various chlorine compounds interact with alumina.
Which chlorine compounds did they test? The usual suspects, I imagine?
Yes, common ones like chlorine gas, HCl, and salts like NaCl, KCl, MgCl2, and CaCl2, a comprehensive set.
And what did the traditional adsorption energy method predict for these? Who was the biggest villain?
It suggested that highly ionic compounds like MgCl2 and CaCl2 would stick the strongest and be most damaging. HCl seemed less aggressive.
Okay, that's the baseline. But then they applied their ICOHP analysis and molecular dynamics simulations, right?
Exactly. And that's where the surprise came. HCl, despite its lower adsorption energy, turned out to be the most detrimental.
Wait, really? HCl? That's a complete reversal of what adsorption energy suggested. Why was it so bad?
Because HCl didn't just stick, it completely dissociated on the alumina surface. Its HCl bond broke, forming new, very strong OH and LCl bonds.
So it wasn't just sitting there, it was actively chemically attacking and changing the alumina structure from within?
Yes, this bond breaking and forming significantly weakened the crucial allo bonds within the alumina layer itself. It was structural damage.
And the molecular dynamics simulations, which show atomic movements, also back this up?
They did. HCl caused the most significant atomic fluctuations and instability in the alumina slab, confirming its destructive nature.
This is huge. It means our traditional way of predicting corrosion might be misleading. ICOHPS offer a more accurate picture, aligning with real-world observations.
It truly does. This research provides a robust framework for understanding corrosion at a fundamental level, helping us design better, more resilient materials.
So it's not just about what sticks, but how it breaks things down. A powerful lesson in looking beyond the obvious.
Indeed, a great example of how advanced theoretical tools can refine our understanding of complex real world problems.
Fascinating stuff. Thanks for unpacking that. Host _A. And thank you, listeners, for joining us on Science Unpacked.